Hello. Good morning, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, नमस्ते.
नायक साहब जुड़ गए हैं क्या? आप सभी लोगों को मेरी ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं.
डॉक्टर साहब प्रणाम.
अच्छा, इसमें पीपीटी विजुअल है क्या?
Yes, sir. है, ठीक है सर.
डॉक्टर साहब इसको जरा वो कर दीजिए, स्लाइड शो कर दीजिए.
Dr. Mandal, I think we can wait for some time, no?
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Just we'll.
Because people are joining. People are joining.
Yeah, just people are joining. Just we'll wait for another maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Okay?
Whether my slides they are visible?
Yes, yes, sir, visible. Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. First, let me thanks to all my colleagues from esteemed institute, our institute, that is National Rice Research Institute. Madam Director, all colleagues, Nayak Saab.
सर अभी शुरू नहीं किए हैं. ऐसे दिस इज आवर फॉर्मल टॉक.
सर थोड़ा सा फॉर्मेलिटी बाकी है, आपको इंट्रोड्यूस किया जाएगा.
ओके
ये फॉर्मल टॉक है सर, अभी शुरू नहीं हुआ है.
अच्छा ठीक ठीक.
वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग सम मोर ऑडियंस. सो अभी सर हमारा we are also feeling very proud that you are in such a high position.
I am part of my all colleagues. I am one out of all you.
Sir, we are also very happy.
We are proud of you, sir.
Yeah. People are still joining. Sir, please wait for some time. We will have some.
Madam, we will start at 3:30.
That's why we are waiting for another 5 minutes. Some more people will definitely join. Morning, actually, we had the internet problem. So our colleagues may not be knowing. So slowly they will join. I'm telling Mahavi Babu to tell all. All head of the divisions are here. They can tell their colleagues. So how is the COVID situation, sir? Dr. Singh, sir, in your place?
It's perfectly okay. There is no this kind of, earlier it was there maybe about 20 days before.
Okay.
But now it's okay. But I am hearing that in Odisha still problem is there.
Yeah, still it is there. In between we had very peak period. Almost our institute also many people got affected. But now we are in a good position. There is no case, I think. And Odisha still it is there.
जगन्नाथ जी की ब्लेसिंग्स इंस्टीट्यूट पे रहे, हम सभी की शुभकामनाएं.
है तो इंस्टीट्यूट के ऊपर है, लेकिन ओडिशा अभी कम नहीं हुआ है.
That is what people are telling, that still community spread is there in Odisha.
गवर्नमेंट तो बहुत स्टेप ले रहे हैं, फिर भी लोग वो उसका माइल्ड इफेक्ट के लिए इतना कॉन्शियस नहीं हो रहे हैं.
Actually, जब तक people's awareness नहीं होगा, everybody mask, all those things, then only it can be. The only thing is that this time, I mean, people are getting infected, but then they are getting well soon.
Cured, yeah, within 2-3 days. So they are thinking nothing has happened.
It is just as usual, सर्दी खांसी.
बस यही सोच के ही वो स्प्रेड ज्यादा हो जा रहा है।
राइट राइट राइट। हमारे पात्रा बाबू नहीं है क्या आज?
पात्र जी तो है, अभी बात हुआ था उनके साथ। डॉक्टर पात्र वो अभी ज्वाइन कर लेंगे। ये अभी अभी फोन में बात किए थे।
अभी ज्वाइन किया था सर, वो फिर से वो डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया शायद।
आज सुबह से बहुत इंटरनेट प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है।
ये तो सब नॉर्मल सिचुएशन है हर जगह। हमारे यहाँ भी होता है।
इसलिए आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव में बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम एट ए टाइम एवरीवेयर हो रहा है।
हाँ हाँ,
एवरीवेयर।
actually there is no expenditure involved in this much. So really so many programs everywhere, here and there you find.
Everywhere overlapping programs, sir. Today we have 3 programs. So
ये मंडल साहब चेस वाले हैं क्या?
हाँ सर,
हाँ,
I came from chess last I think 2018. Yes sir.
I think by the time
आपसे सर मिले थे आप, यहाँ लास्ट टाइम जो आए थे आपसे मिले थे हम।
हाँ yes yes yes, that is why.
$26 हुए हैं और अदर्स कहाँ गए? मैं अब इसे अरे कौन तो सब साइंटिस्ट को ज्वाइन करे को देरी हो।
मैडम हमारा C3 C4 साइंटिस्ट कैसे हैं? ठीक है?
डॉक्टर साहब नमस्ते।
हाँ नमस्ते नमस्ते। हाँ?
मैडम आप म्यूटेड हैं।
अच्छा हाँ सर, ठीक है। आज उसका C4 का जो इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोप हम खरीदे थे उसके लिए
अच्छा,
आज एक ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम शुरू हुआ। वो भी 7 डेज का ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम आज शुरू हुआ। अच्छा से चल रहा है, अच्छा चल रहा है। कुछ ट्रांसजेनिक भी डेवलप हुआ है, पॉजिटिव रेस्पॉन्स टुवर्ड्स फोटोसिंथेसिस दिखा रहे हैं। बहुत अच्छा है सर। आप प्रोग्राम बनाइए हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट के लिए कभी।
अब देखिए आना तो है मैडम, हमारे नहीं, हम भी उसके पार्ट है। डोंट एक्सक्लूड मी।
नहीं सर, यू आर ऑलवेज देयर। आपका नाम तो हमेशा है हमारे साथ। हम छोड़े नहीं। नॉट ओनली मीन्स हम मीन्स ऑफिशियली है, यू आर हियर। जब साइंटिफिक स्ट्रेंथ आता है आप है।
अब मैडम शुरू कर देते हैं।
हाँ ठीक है ठीक है। डॉक्टर पात्रा ज्वाइन किए? हाँ सर, बहुत सारे लोग का है वही अदर असाइनमेंट्स है। लेट अस स्टार्ट।
So very good afternoon to one and all for today's function. Respected Dr. Singh sir, today's guest speaker, Vice Chancellor Birsa Agricultural University, respected Madam Director Dr. Padmini Swain, respected all heads of divisions, distinguished scientists of the institute and other institutes, and dear friends. As you know that Azadi Ka Amrit Mohatsav is an initiative of the Government of India to celebrate and commemorate 75 years of progressive India and the glorious history of its people, culture and achievements. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is an embodiment of all that is progressive about India's socio-cultural, political and economic identity. To commemorate 75th year of nation's independence, ICAR-NRI is organizing lecture series on many themes to celebrate this Mahotsav. Till now, many eminent speakers have given lectures on various issues and agricultural importance. So today is one of the best occasion to listen on intellectual property rights by our own Dr. Singh sir. So before wasting time, let's take this program forward, and I would like to invite Dr. P.C. Rath, Head Crop Protection Division, who will just introduce, who will welcome our guest and brief about this program. Dr. P.C. Rath, sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Rao. Good afternoon, everybody. I take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to Honorable Dr. Onkar Nath Singh, Vice Chancellor, Birsa Agricultural University, Ranchi, to our institute, albeit in virtual mode on the occasion of a special talk series to celebrate 75 years of India's independence. I welcome our Honorable Director, Madam Dr. Padmin Singh, to preside over the virtual function. Hearty welcome to all the dignitaries of ICAR headquarters and other ICAR institutes, head of divisions, scientists, and all staffs of ICAR NRI. Welcome to one and all to this virtual function. Madam, in this lecture series, this is the 5th lecture in the series of a special talk to celebrate 75 years of independence, Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav. Professor Detlef Wingel of Max Planck Institute of Biology, Germany, delivered the 4th talk on a mutation is a mutation on January 28, 2022. Professor Yinong Yang of Pennsylvania State University, USA, delivered 3rd talk on CRISPR-Cas enabled crop precision breeding and disease diagnostics on December 7, 2021. Professor Robert Henry of the University of Queensland, Australia, delivered 2nd talk on genomics of wild and domesticated rice on September 7, 2021. The first talk was delivered by Dr. P. Chandrasekhar, Director General Manage, Hyderabad, on agripreneurship-led extension on August 18, 2021. As we understand, success is the hard to win and often harder to maintain. This is a very much the case for the products of human inventiveness and creativity. Intangible assets, intellectual properties that can be quite costly to obtain, that may be extremely valuable to society at large, but that can be copied and are imitated very easily. Intellectual property rights, the rights acquired on the owner of intellectual property, such as patents, copyrights, and trademarks, are quite relevant in that context, allowing the producers of new and original work to assert legal ownership on the outcome of their efforts. Dr. Onkar Nath Singh, Vice Chancellor, Birsa Agricultural University, Ranchi, has vast experience on IPR issues. Dr. Singh has kindly consented to deliver a special talk on intellectual property rights, retrospectives, and perspectives on virtual mode. I firmly believe this lecture will serve as a source of knowledge and strategy for the scientific community at large and the scientists of this premier institute in particular to protect IPR of their inventions or discourses. I welcome you all to enjoy this special talk by Dr. Singh. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, today's guest speaker, Dr. Owen Singh, sir, as we all know that he is well known to all of us, but as a custom, we have to introduce the guest speaker to our listeners. So for that, I want to invite Dr. Kutubuddin Ali Mullah for introducing our guest speaker to our listeners. Dr. Mullah, please.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, all. So, although Dr. Owen Singh, sir, does not need any introduction to the audience from NRI, but I take pleasure to introduce him for the participants from other institutes and many new fellows who have joined us. So Dr. Owen Singh is currently serving as the Vice Chancellor, Birsa Agricultural University, Jharkhand, Ranchi. So before taking this responsibility, he served as a technical member of the Plant Varieties Protection Appellate Tribunal, Government of India. We are proud that he worked as the principal scientist at NRRI Cuttack for 16 long years. He headed the Crop Improvement Division during his time at NRRI. He has vast experience in rice research over 30 years, along with 15 years of teaching experience in RAU Pusa, Bihar, and NDUAT Faizabad, UP. You can realize his translational research contribution by counting the rice varieties he released, a total of 36 rice varieties for various ecosystems of India. In collaboration with International Rice Research Institute, Philippines, he has developed 5 aerobic rice varieties for its first of its kind in India to disseminate water-saving technology and to address the challenges of climate change at different states of India. He was leading the hybrid rice project at NRRI that resulted in the development of 3 rice hybrids, Siardan 701, 702, and 703, having medium and long cylinder grains and recommended for cultivation in the states of Odisha, Gujarat, and Bihar. Dr. Singh has over 100 research publications of national and international repute and also published several books and book chapters. For betterment of rice community, as expert, he has visited several rice growing countries like China, Philippines, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Vietnam. He is also the fellow of various professional societies and received several honors. To mention a few, I should mention here, he got Plaque of Appreciation Awards 2015 from International Rice Research Institute, Philippines. He also received Distinguished Scientist Award 2014 from Society for Scientific Development in Agriculture and Technology at Indian Institute of Rice Research, Hyderabad. He was also conferred with BioVet Fellowship Award 2015 from the Professional Society BioVet Research Society, Allahabad, and also a lot of other awards that I'm not going to mention here. Dr. Singh has been a notable contributor at the Plant Varieties Protection Appellate Tribunal, Government of India. So today's talk is related to his experience at PVPAT, Chennai, and we are excited to listen to him and about his experience at Chennai. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Molla, for introducing our speaker. Now, this is the time for which we all are waiting. So now I would like to invite Dr. Owen Singh, sir, for delivering his lecture. Sir, please.
Let me first thank to Dr. P.C. Rath, Dr. Tripathi, Dr. Kutub for just taking initiative for all those, and then the institute in general. Respected Director of the Institute, Madam Padmini Swami, my colleagues, Dr. Nayak, Dr. Patra, Dr. P.C. Rath, and Dr. Kumar, those who are heading the various divisions, and all scientists, principal scientists, senior scientists, scientists of the institute, and all other students, those who are associated with it. Indeed, it's a great pleasure for me to be with you people, though I wanted physically, but somehow it's because of Corona, this or that, we are not able to meet you people. But certainly just after some time, I will be coming and meeting with you people. Friends, the topic, intellectual property right. This is very important, especially in the present day, because now everything is related to intellectual property. Because whenever we talk what we are doing, any kind of research, what we are doing, certainly we expect something. And we feel that there is a difference in the intellectual creation of the mind of different people. And accordingly, they are rated. All we are know. So when we talk of intellectual creation, I mean, intellectual creation is nothing but to take ownership, to convert them into your property, just like your physical property, like your land, your house, and many more, your car and your scooty or whatever you can say, that is just like a physical property. So, and accordingly, we get our right for those things to exploit them as your asset and use your intellectual property right like your physical property. Okay, and next.
Sir, can I interrupt, sir? Sir,
Yeah,
can you
yeah,
make it
please.
full screen, please?
इसको पूरे स्क्रीन पे लगा ना? I am poor in writing, so I have to take help. Somehow it is not coming full, but I'll be speaking. Intellectual property right.
Top right corner, sir, there is an icon. There
Just
click and it will be inside.
डॉक्टर राहुल जी जरा बताइएगा इनको.
Bottom right, sir. Bottom right.
Bottom right, yes.
Yeah. Bottom right, one icon is there.
Bottom right.
Here.
ये वाला तो नहीं होगा, ये वाला.
सर अदरवाइज इसको आप खींच दीजिए, जो 60% है ना, उसका थोड़ा बड़ा हो जाएगा स्क्रीन.
हाँ, इसको करिए 60% बड़ा. हाँ,
हाँ बस हो गया. ओके सर, थैंक यू सर.
Okay. Let us talk in Indian perspective. The act which we are having in our own country, that is the one. First one is the Patent Act 1970. In this one, there are two kinds. I mean, either it should be process or the product. And then other one is the Indian Copyright Act 1957. In this one, any literary work which we are doing, that can be, protected. Trademark Act 1999. In this one, the different kind of trademark, they are the protected. Then next one is Design Act 2000. That is the design that is protected. Then coming to next one, the geographical indication of the goods. That in this one, Registration and Protection Act 1999. Then goods originating in the, from the country. Coming to GI, I think you all know that, like what we call Rasgulla from our Bengal and Odisha, there was a long time conflict between these two states. So semiconductor integrated circuit layout design. In this one, semiconductor integrated circuit layout designs, that is there. Then the most important with which I was associated for quite some time, Protection of the Plant Varieties and Farmers' Right Act 2001. In this one, plant varieties and farmers' right, both are protected. And then coming to Biological Diversity Act 2002. In this one, the different kind of biodiversity, be it plant, animal, or all those kind of the biodiversity that is protected in this one. Next. Then Plant Variety Protection and its Appellate Tribunal. In this one, actually, there is need, need for awareness of this. What that is there. The government has created all those things, and everybody should know. The conservation and sustainable utilization and access to biological diversity were considered as a national sovereignty by CBD. So it's a very important thing, and we must educate people wherever we go, be it a village or, I think, as these CRI scientists, many times they visit in the village, and so they should be educated that there is one act where, especially farmers, because India is the only country which have protected the farmers' right along with the scientists, because plant breeders' right or researcher right, that is protected everywhere. But it is only India where the right of the farmers, that is also protected. Consequently and accordingly, many issues regarding the right of the conserver, user, breeder, farmers, and intellectual property that have emerged. Now, next one. I think you have seen this slide quite frequently. Dr. Patra was using, so I took from him. So, going to next one. The Protection of the Plant Varieties and Farmers' Right Act was passed by our Parliament in 2001. And then earlier, India did not have any legislation before 2001 to protect the plant varieties. And in fact, before that, there was no need was felt by our country. But when India became signatory to the trade-related aspect of the Intellectual Property Rights Agreement in 1994, such legislation was very much essential. Rather, we were forced to make a legislation, and accordingly, Article 27.3 of this agreement that is required. All member countries, those who are member of the TRIPS, that is trade-related intellectual property rights, they must have the legislation on this issue. And so accordingly, the member country has to provide for protection of the plant varieties either by a patent or by an effective sui generis system or by any combination thereof. Thus, the member country had the choice to frame their own legislation that suit to their own country. And accordingly, India exercised these options. Now, PPV, what is Protection of the Plant Variety and Farmers' Right Act that was enacted in our country in 2001, and then the rules, different rules were published in Gazette on 12th September 2003. The notification for this that was issued for the establishment of authority and implementation of the certain section of the PPVFR Act and rules thereon. The Act has 11 chapters. You can see that is in the website of the PPVFR also, and that is divided into 97 clauses. The first chapter has title and definition of the different words used in this Act. The last chapter is on different clauses, what they are. The other 9 chapters deal with the PPVFR authority. Friends, that is very important and all must know, because many times a very higher class of the people were told the abbreviation of the PPVFR and they were unable to. So I just request my people that they should know Protection of the Plant Variety and Farmers' Right Act. That is the PPVFR. So it is very essential because that is what I heard from several people that in this interview also it was told, but they were unable to tell the abbreviation of the PPVFR authority. So coming to, that is there for the registration of the plant variety, duration and effect of registration and benefit sharing and surrender and revocation, because in some time when the certificate for their registration that is issued to person concerned or farmer concerned, but when there is great need in the country, then it has to be surrendered and it will be the PPVFR can take it back any time if it is there is urgent need to the country. Then the license, other things. So only thing that all those things that is protected in our legislation. Coming to objective of the PPVFR Act 2001, why it was needed to provide an effective system for the protection of the plant varieties and rights of the farmers and plant breeders, because India is only country where the right of both the plant breeder or you can say researcher and the right of the farmers that is also protected. And we are only exceptional country because of our people like especially Professor Swaminathan, who took interest of the farmers and he made it that the right of the farmers also protected. Then second objective that is there to recognize the farmers in respect of their contribution, because many traditional varieties they were maintained by our farmers only, and that is why it was very much essential that their right should be contribution. So the contribution made by farmer, that is, I mean, that is also because they were the people who conserved from the ages, from the, I mean, very inception of the, you can say, civilization, and making available, and it is they who made the plant genetic resources I mean, you cannot expect that they will do some miracle. So once you are able to protect their interest, plant breeders' interests, certainly people will be there who will be investing money in R&D, and that is how the possibility of new varieties, development of the new varieties, that will be there. And I mean, the parties, both party, investor and the breeder, both will be, I mean, eager to develop some new and very useful variety. Then coming to last objective, to facilitate the growth of the seed industry, because you know, I mean, only public institutions, they cannot provide sufficient seed and good quality seed to the people of the India, to the farmers, and I mean, Indian farmers. So accordingly, seed industry, that is, they are also very much essential. They should grow, and that is how I mean, this act that provide the protection to the interest of the seed industry also. So all those things are very much essential, so that high quality seeds are made available to the farmers and all those who are needing this one. Then all kind of, I mean, this act covers all plant, be it spices, be it trees, and varieties of all, except microorganisms. They are not included in this one. Otherwise, all kind of plants, that is included in this act. Then unique feature of the PPVFR Act, that is what I told earlier, that most of the important feature of the act is farmers' right that extent variety. I mean, the varieties, because this act came after 2001, but before that, the varietal development program was there in the country by public as well as private sector. So those varieties which were in public domain, but they were not protected, that also, I mean, provision was there to protect them also in the same act extent. That is what extent means. They were in the public domain, but they were not protected because our legislation, it was passed later. So those varieties were also there, and most of the extent varieties, they have already been, I mean, included in this act. And in this one, Plant Genome Savior Community Recognition Award, that is award given to, I mean, different people. Even organization also, they get it. And the other unique feature, the right of the researcher, breeder, community, and farmers, all, I mean, included in this act. Now coming to criteria for registration. I mean, novelty, that is there. But this novelty, because when we talk of novelty, means recently developed. But extant varieties, since they were in the public domain before 2001, so they were also included because, I mean, that is also effort of some scientists. So that is why that is also included in this act. But however, for the all new variety, novelty is very, I mean, essential characteristic. In this one, how we can see, in this one, if at the date of the filing of the application, the propagating or harvested material has been sold for the period of the less than 1 year or otherwise disposed for the purpose of exploitation of such variety, means a variety which is not commercialized. The key thing is a variety which is not commercialized. Before commercialization, it should be, I mean, we should apply for registration at least. Then other thing outside India, trees and vines, I mean, for them 6 years, and for other cases 4 years. So this is the maximum time. Otherwise, normally 1 year is sufficient for registration. I mean, just after release of the variety, in coming 1 year, we have to make it that variety is, I mean, not registered, because registration take its time. But then at least registration process, we should start registration process. We should submit application to PPBFR. Now, the other thing, distinctiveness. It should be distinguishable by at least one essential characteristics from a variety, which is a matter of the common knowledge. Means at least one trait should be different from the all released varieties so far, till. And then next one is uniformity. It should be sufficiently uniform in its essential characteristic. All, I think, about 62 characters perhaps it is taken into consideration. So in this one, we should see that complete uniformity is there. And then the last one, that is stability. I mean, essential characteristics remain unchanged even after repeated propagation. Means generation after generation, there should be stability. I mean, it should not change, because many a time we see that there are few traits which changes with the environment and time. So at least the new varieties should have novelty, distinctiveness, uniformity, and stability. So all those four criteria that is essential to meet, and then only it can be registered. For that, actually, dust testing is there. I think many, even Cuttack is Center for Rice dust testing. So like that, for all crops, PPBFR authority, they have said that for wheat, this one, rice, this one, like that, they have made many center where dust testing is done, and accordingly it can be registered, or sometimes not registered also. Coming to breeder's right, the certificate of registration for a variety issued under this act shall confer an exclusive right on the breeder or his successor or his agent or licensee to produce, sell, market, distribute, import or export of the variety. Means if certificate of registration is given to a person, breeder, scientist, or whatever you can say, or any seed industry, so I mean, then he has exclusive right. No one can infringe. And then it will only he can give, either his successor, I mean the license to anybody, to other person. He can produce, sell, market, distribute, or import or export. So all those things are there, but right is exclusive. Now coming to researcher right, because sometimes other person also need for developing other varieties. So how he can get? So there are some criteria, because in this one, no one, because once a breeder has been given exclusive right, there must be some mechanism by which suppose some good trait is there and somebody want to use, then he can do that one with certain bar, with certain criteria, fulfilling criteria, then only. So the researcher right, in this one, the researcher have been provided access to protected variety for bona fide research purposes. I mean, this section states nothing contained in this act shall prevent nahi karta hai. In this one, the use of any variety that is registered under this act by any person using such variety for conducting experiment or research. I mean, research for the research or experiment purpose, anybody can use any variety which has been registered before for research and experiment only, not for commercial purpose. Suppose if you want the use of a variety by any person as an initial source of variety, I mean, you can just take and you can use it for the purpose of creating other variety also, but as an initial source. But only thing is that you have to take permission of the person concerned, those who who have taken right for that variety, which have been registered. But repeated use, like what you use, we breeder, they know the back crossing. Suppose if you want to use repeatedly that variety many times are developing other variety. So in that one, you have to take all permission and you are using this variety as a parent, then certainly it has to be. And whenever your aim is to have some commercialize if you want, then certainly you have to take complete process, permission, and all other even you can say benefits sharing also. All those things are shared. So please be very careful when you are using others developed variety. So that time we have to be very, very careful. We have to take permission, and then when you are going for commercialization of that variety, then all those the laws that you have to follow, because benefit sharing, all those things are there. Now coming to farmers' right, what I told earlier, farmers' right of the Act define the privileges of the farmers and their right to protect varieties developed or conserved by the farmer. It is not only that developed, even if some farmers or farmer group, if they are conserving from the ages, then also they have to, it will be protected for the farmer or farmer group, whatever, community of the farmers. Now, farmers, but one exception is there for the farmer only, that is not for the breeder. The farmer can save, use, sow, resow, exchange, share, and sell farm produce, their own farm produce, that is protected by the farmer. Only thing that they cannot sell with the branded name. If farmer, a farmer, they have they can do all those things. They can sell also. But when they want to sell any, protected variety, but they cannot sell it with the branded name. That is there. Further, the farmers have also been provided protection. Suppose if by some mistake or by erroneous reason, if they have done some infringement, then they are protected. They will not be penalized or punished because they are supposed to be innocent. But that is not for breeders. It is only for the farmers or farmer community, because they are supposed that they do not know much more about the system. So they are given here some of the. But now I'm not having the latest data. Crop varieties notified for registration. There are many. It has been upgraded now, and there are many more. What is mentioned over here. Now this is the dust testing your own plot there at Cuttack. Now coming to tribunal, that is Plant Variety Protection Appellate Tribunal. Friends, the registration of the variety is one aspect that is there. Suppose that sometimes there is a dispute from the variety developed by someone and somebody else is claiming that this is developed by me. So there must be some, judicial system where people can appeal. So for that one only this Plant Variety Protection Appellate Tribunal was, formed by our government. And in this tribunal, to exercise the jurisdiction, power and authority conferred on it by under this act, actually this is the tribunal, just what I told, that this tribunal is to, suppose if a person gets registered variety and somebody else is there who is saying now, so under that situation, some kind of judicial system should be there which can, give judgment on that one. So in this one, the tribunal, has chairman, judicial member, and the technical member. Now, for any, how to appeal in this tribunal? The number one, that is order or decision of the registrar. PPVF authority, actually registration work is done by the registrar in the PPVFR. However, the first hearing is done by PPFR chairman. However, suppose if somebody is not satisfied with them, they will come only to the tribunal, and then tribunal, in this tribunal, the order or decision of the registrar of the authority or registrar relating to registration of a variety. So, just telling that what are the things which can be, person can go for appeal. The other thing, that is order or decision of the registrar relating to registration as an agent or a licensee of the variety. Then order of the decision of the authority relating to claim for the benefit sharing. If there is any, difference or dispute in the benefit sharing, also what I told, suppose some varieties developed by somebody, other one have used, and then he is not giving benefit in that one, then also people can appeal in this tribunal. The next one, that is the order of the decision of the authority that is related to, suppose if authority have given some kind of decision and somebody want to modify the compulsory licensing, then also he can appeal. And then other thing is order or decision of the authority regarding payment of compensation. In this one, since there is provision that suppose somebody has purchased seed from someone and they have claimed that this, this is for the drought, and somehow it is not having the drought tolerance, somebody found that not, then the person can appeal in this tribunal, and tribunal will give judgment based on the situation and all those papers, and then compensation. The tribunal can order for some kind of compensation to person concerned, those who are claiming. Now, every such appeal shall be preferred by a petition in writing. Any appeal that is preferred by a petition that is in writing given. Then tribunal in disposing of an appeal under this section shall have power to make any order. Any order given by authority or registrar. So tribunal can just make it and give over this judgment of the authority, and he can make overrule the order of the registrar or authority. The order of tribunal, coming to order of tribunal, the order of the tribunal under this act shall be executable the way the decree of the civil court is executed. That is, you can call it is just like a judgment of the civil court. So it can be. Now, procedure of the tribunal. A bench, in every bench, there are two members. One will be judicial and other will be technical member. The way I was technical member there. So the tribunals, and whenever the both members sit in the tribunal, they both have the equal, you can say power or equal way to judge the things in its way. As far as technical matter is concerned, technical member, and judicial side, judicial members. So whenever in the bench bench hearing is there, the both members have equal power. The tribunal shall, for the purpose of discharging its functions, have all powers which are vested in the registrar under section 11. The way I told registrar, all powers are vested like section 11, in the tribunal, and in any proceeding before the tribunal shall be deemed to be a judicial proceeding within the meaning of the section 193 and 2 to 8 and for the purpose of section 196 of the Indian Penal Code. So this is very important. The tribunal shall be deemed to be a civil code for all the purposes of the section 195 and chapter 26 of the code of the criminal procedure. The way civil code, that is just like civil code. So this is very important, and I request all people to make it aware. Awareness is very important because this is the new overall system, you can say. The registration of the variety, once it is registered, how it can be protected, benefit sharing, all those things. Because, and there are two different part, you can say, authority one part, tribunal other part. So these things are there. Though in the beginning, when I'm telling my own story, because I was technical member, and then there was no any judicial member by that time. So I was told to join Intellectual Property Appellate Board, where the patent, copyright, trademark, GI, these four things were there for the in that tribunal. So I was told to join because they were having the judicial member too. So that the judgment for any dispute in the plant variety, it can be settled over. Of course, because there were no for some time there were no other members. So I was ordered by the High Court that I will be sitting with the judicial member in every bench, whether be it patent, be it copyright, be it GI, or all those. Friends, as far as GI is concerned, you all know that different like basmati, that cannot be grown in. It can be grown, but it cannot be exported to other country if it is grown in Odisha, Bihar, Bengal, or other parts. So like that, there are many things which have been protected by in the GI section. So this is all which I was to tell. But if you have any kind of query or you can say questions related to intellectual property right, especially plant variety, I will try to make you satisfied. Thank you so much. Now it's open for discussion.
Thank you very much, sir, for such an enlightening talk. And you have covered all the aspects of the protection of plant varieties and Farmers' Right Act, right from its inception, how it was passed by Parliament, and its all unique features and criteria for registration of varieties under this Act, order of tribunal and other procedures. Everything you have made very in simple form. So as you agree that if anybody wants to have any query solved, then they may ask their questions.
सर आप अगर परमिशन देते हैं तो मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है.
हाँ, yes.
सर ये जो इंस्टीट्यूट जो वैरायटी डेवलप किया है,
हाँ,
और वो सेंट्रल वैरायटी रिलीजिंग कमेटी हो अथवा स्टेट वैरायटी रिलीजिंग कमेटी के द्वारा वो रिलीज हुआ है.
हाँ.
अगर किसी व्यक्ति अथवा किसी फार्म अगर इसको लेकर करके सीड प्रोडक्शन कर करके उसको टैगिंग करके बेचता है, उसके लिए क्या कानून प्रावधान है?
देखें, इस केस में तो अगर इंस्टीट्यूट ने रजिस्ट्रेशन ले लिया है PPFR से, अगर उसने रजिस्ट्रेशन ले लिया है इंस्टीट्यूट ने, तो फिर इंस्टीट्यूट कैन गो इसका जो, क्योंकि इसमें लीगल राइट मिलता है और लीगल राइट इंस्टीट्यूट को है इस केस में. सो उसके दूसरे लोग अगर कोई प्राइवेट उसको बेचता है, उससे कमर्शियल अर्निंग करता है, तो ही कैन बी पनिश्ड, बट समबडी हैज टू अपील इन द सिविल कोर्ट.
सर और ये PPF रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं हुआ है, उस संदर्भ में क्या किया जा सकता है?
उस केस में डॉक्टर साहब चूंकि लीगल राइट नहीं मिला है, तो फिर भी है, लेकिन उस केस में थोड़ा सा मामला वीक जरूर है. लेकिन अगर लीगल राइट, मतलब इसीलिए तो ये किया गया था कि बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे थे कि पता लगा कि चुरा के मटेरियल ले गए, कहीं बेच रहे हैं, कुछ कर रहे हैं, तो इसीलिए ये हमारा जो पार्लियामेंट इसको पास किया है. हालांकि वो भी गलत है, दैट इज, वो भी अगर किया गया है तो वो भी गलत है. इंस्टीट्यूट हैज ऑल राइट. द ओनली थिंग दैट उसमें किस काइंड का पनिशमेंट है, किस तरह का पनिशमेंट दिया जाएगा, किस तरह से उसको मतलब वो किया जाएगा, वो सब उसमें मेंशन नहीं है. चूंकि इसीलिए ये एक्ट बना था कि इसमें किसने किस तरह की गलती की, वो सारी चीज मेंशन है.
नहीं सर, इस मंच के माध्यम से क्या आप ये एडवाइस करोगे कि हमारा जो
हम एडवाइस करेंगे,
लीड वैरायटी है उसको रजिस्ट्रेशन कर दिया जाए सबको?
हाँ बिल्कुल. आपको करने से क्या है कि किसी ने अगर कुछ किया तो उसको जैसे वही चीज, सारी चीजें हैं, जैसे एक किसी ने मर्डर कर दिया, किसी ने किसी की पिटाई कर दिया, किसी ने किसी की चोरी कर लिया, तो एग्जैक्टली सेम काइंड ऑफ पनिशमेंट इज इन दिस वन. और वो पार्लियामेंट से चूंकि पास्ट है, इसलिए दैट इज वो है कि मतलब हमारा दैट इज ऑल देयर. पनिशमेंट उसी तरह का है, इसमें पनिशमेंट भी है और इसमें जो है एप्रिसिएशन भी है। जैसे हमने कहा ना बेनिफिट शेयरिंग, अगर हमने यूज करके किसी की वैरायटी डेवलप कर दी, किसी की वैरायटी को यूज किया और दूसरी वैरायटी रिलीज किया, तो हमको भी इसी तरह से किसानों का है कि अगर कोई किसान रजिस्ट्रेशन करा लिया, सबसे बड़ी चीज एक और अच्छी चीज है कि ब्रीडर के लिए तो इंस्टीट्यूट के लिए तो वहां पैसा जमा करना पड़ता है, लेकिन अगर कोई किसान या फार्मिंग कम्युनिटी रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए जाता है तो उससे कोई पैसा नहीं लिया जाता। ये भी एजुकेट करना है किसानों को। और अभी बहुत सारी वैरायटी किसानों की खेत में है जो अभी तक लोग रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं कराए हैं या लोगों को पता भी नहीं है वो करते हैं, तो उसको रजिस्ट्रेशन करा लेने से किसान की मान लीजिए अगले 50 साल के बाद कोई उस वैरायटी को यूज करके नई वैरायटी अगर डेवलप करता है तो उसके आने वाली पीढ़ियों को उसको बेनिफिट मिलेगा उसमें से। और अगर कोई डिस्प्यूट भी होता है तो वो इस ट्रिब्यूनल में जा करके और वो कर सकता है और अकॉर्डिंगली जजमेंट विल बी देयर टू गिव एप्रिसिएशन टू पर्सन कंसर्न।
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, if allowed, I can
please.
share some of my experiences.
Yes.
Yeah, sir, I want to add, you'll be happy to know that at CRRI, we have already, at NRRI, we have already registered 33 new varieties and extant varieties so far with the PPBFRA, and the process is on. So out of 154 varieties and hybrids we have released so far, and the extant varieties and new varieties we have registered so far is 33. And last year itself, we have registered 8 varieties. As you know, sir, the registration process takes a lot of time, minimum 2 years for conducting dust testing, and then legal aspects is there. So to get a registration certificate, it requires minimum 5 to 6 years. So this process is on. Process is on, and we are working on it. So our bidders, whoever is developing new varieties, they are also working to submit the research proposal. I mean, this project proposal, this registration proposals, and subsequently these are getting registered. And moreover, one more additional point I want to add here, sir. As you know, sir, regarding you mentioned about the farmers varieties, the state government of Odisha, they had good machineries, and block level, panchayat level, everywhere there were people are working. So they had a system to collect all the farmers varieties grown, and they had collected about nearly 1,000 varieties of traditional farmers varieties, and they had submitted of the registration this proposed seed variety.
1,000 or 100? I think 700.
1,000, even 900 something or. They had submitted for registration, and out of that, so far 760 farmers varieties have also been registered. This process actually we started at NRRI, but after that they took over it because they had a good machinery system. The block level, all the extension system is very old. I mean, very strong system they had. So they had they were capable to collect all these varieties. Somehow a set is also conserved in our gene bank. Thank you, sir. This is what I wanted to share.
Yeah, that is very good. And I request all breeders to get registered. It takes time. That is certainly it takes time because dust testing is there. Then many kind of other scrutinies are there. So all those take certainly enough time. But only thing that once you have submitted application, then almost a procedure starts and no person can infringe. Even it will be considered that registered that one. Because after application is submitted, then your protection starts. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Patra, for updating us. Because
sir, I have a small query. What Dr. Patra told that around 1,000 varieties are going to be registered, those farmer varieties. Whether we can utilize those varieties or not, if we can utilize, we have to all the time give due credit to farmers, or in which way will be otherwise penalized?
Madam, you can use all those varieties which have been registered. The only thing that you have
सर सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है सर सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है
तो नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम है उनका
सर
to follow all those.
और एक बार रिपीट कर दीजिए सर
what I am telling that suppose a variety is registered by PPBFR and we are using it to develop for some other variety, then certainly we have to follow. You have to take permission from the who have registered, who is owner of that, license or licensee of the variety, certainly we have to take permission. And suppose you are able to develop some variety, it is having very high commercial value, then certainly we have to give, we have to share benefit also. And if we are not giving, then certainly people can go in tribunal. First, they will go in authority. And suppose if they are not satisfied with the authority, then again they will go to tribunal.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Sir, another small query also.
Yeah, please.
Sir, this IPR PPVFRA is a very strong, powerful act.
Yeah.
Anyway, somebody will be penalized if not give due credit, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But sir, in our research program, we are registering many varieties on the basis of some traits for by PGRC at NBPGR.
NBPGR.
Yes, what is that means? Once it is registered, we are feeling happy that our variety is registered because of this stress, that trait.
Yeah.
After that, what is the fate of that variety? If it is open to all, it is going anywhere, anybody is giving credit or not, we do not know what to do, or any law is there behind it.
Madam, NBPGR, what they are registering, it doesn't have a legal, they don't give legal right, but certainly means if you are getting it registered, you are getting credit that
only.
You can mention, but not certainly, no legal right. For getting legal right, certainly, only PPFR can give legal right.
Once the variety is registered, we are making it open. Anybody can take the seed, anybody can do the research on that basis. But no credit, nobody is giving any credit to any of us, that we not even acknowledging that we received this material.
See, madam, one thing is there. If I am not having ethic, that is part of the ethic.
Yeah, I understand, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. If anybody else is having any question.
Sir, namaskar, sir. I am from the Mitras.
अरे आपकी आवाज ही हम पहचान रहे बेटा, इतना दिन से साथ रहे.
Thank you for your nice talk and educated in this PPFRA. And sir, I want to know that we are using some microspore like pollen for developing the double haploid. In future, if we develop that variety and utilizing the private companies hybrids, then can we give the due credit to that private company? Once if we take their pollen utilize in development of double haploids, that due credit it will be given to the private company?
Madam, if you are able to identify that yes, this pollen is used from that variety, the only thing you should have proof that you have used, somebody has used to develop variety using double haploid technique, but pollen must be, this should have some critical property by which you can prove that this is the pollen of that variety. If he is able to prove, then certainly the provision is there.
But sir, when we wrote to the during your time when you were the head, we wrote to the bears for this using this BS6 triple for gold. And we have developed a lot many that double haploids, and which is giving aroma and all sort of things. And also we have given we have filed that patent using this for the androgenesis that albino free shoot regeneration. Just said they wrote us, once you utilize pollen means there is no such kind of that rule that means due credit should be given to that company. That's why that.
It should be there. Credit should be there. Even benefit sharing is also there. Only thing that you should prove that yes, somebody has used. Only thing, madam, many a time people don't want to take. यार छोड़ दो क्या जाता है क्यों हम परेशान हो. ये बात हो जाती है. आप फील करती होंगी इस चीजों को. यार जाने दो हम क्यों इस पंगे में पड़ने जाएं. ये हम लोग का हमारी इंडियन मेंटालिटी है कि बहुत सारी बार हम लोग इग्नोर करते हैं. आप खुद फील करते होंगे कि हम सोचते हैं यार छोड़ दो जाने दो. लेकिन अगर कोई पीछे पड़ जाता है तभी ये प्रॉब्लम आती है.
Yeah, sir, but you might be remembering that for the publication purpose, they wanted that to the no objection certificate. That's why the bears that manager, he gave in writing that once pollen utilized means there is no problem for them. That's what, sir. Can we go ahead without seeking permission if we develop some varieties?
Madam, I mean, the thing is that what I told that many a time we do not follow ethics. Otherwise, NOC is required there. But आप जानती हैं हम लोगों की माइंडसेट है जब तक हमारा कोई बहुत बड़ा नुकसान नहीं होता हम सोचते हैं आज छोड़ दो जाने दो.
No, sir, not like that. Okay, sir.
लेकिन
Okay, sir.
इसको फॉलो करना चाहिए. इसको जो
Sir.
है जो एक्ट है एक्ट में प्रोविजन है सब चीज का.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question.
Sir, may I ask?
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, actually, sir, myself, Dr.
मेहर साहब हैं? मेहर साहब?
Sir,
okay.
sir, namaste, sir.
नमस्ते नमस्ते.
Sir, my question is, sir, we have a gene bank where the germplasm was collected long before. Now the farmer's variety is registered. Suppose I am utilizing some germplasm from the gene bank, whether the credit will be shared also with the farmers or it is to the institute. Credit should be given to the institute or to the farmers. It is registered very late, but it was conserved in our gene bank since long back.
देखिए मेहर साहब रूल तो वही है वो कभी भी कंजर्व हुआ है लेकिन अगर the farmer is able to prove that that is his variety, I mean he has conserved or he has developed, then rule is there. But farmer, आपको पता है यहाँ हम लोग ब्रीडर हैं नहीं कुछ बोलते हैं तो फार्मर क्या क्लेम करेगा. ये अभी तो कुछ अवेयरनेस ही नहीं है. After so much ICR, our government of India, they all are telling here and there, but people are not aware that I am having this kind of right. So what do you expect? The farmer will not speak or he doesn't know also that we have this kind of protection right. All those things are there. तो इसलिए मेहर साहब लेकिन इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि there is no right. If farmer is able to prove that the variety which has been conserved or which has been kept in our gene bank, and some farmer is able to prove that this is his variety, I mean he has conserved from the ages, then certainly I mean lies same.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Only one thing I was not able to do, but if possible, Patra Sahab, most of the variety were, I mean, collected long before. So over the period of time for the last 30-40 years, there is much change in the geography. So geographical mapping is required, if at all possible. So recollection should be started so that what is changed from the last, like Assam rice collection. I mean, what was there by that time or what is now available? So there may be a lot of changes which took place. So if possible, Patra Sahib is there. So if possible, I mean, again, it can be done. And it will be a very good achievement for the institute because we are the Rice Institute and perhaps pioneer in our work. So that can be done. Okay, thank you. Anything else?
Sir, if you allow, I have a very small query. Sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, there are many traditional varieties, sir, in Odisha, all over the India. Like Odisha, some of the varieties which have some scent and are used in Jagannath temple, bhog preparation, kheer.
Yeah.
But those varieties are not GI tagged or means some honors are not there that who has developed those varieties. So
yes.
whether commercially it is allowable for private companies to market those varieties?
That's not anything which is, I mean, not registered, you can say, or which is not protected. Anybody can, but farmers, only one thing is there. Farmer can resell all those. Only thing that he cannot sell with the branded name. But certainly any seed industry, if somebody is able to prove that it is his variety and some seed industry or somebody else is, then he can sue the person concerned.
Yes, sir. One last question is there in the chat box, sir. With your permission, I want to read it. That who will be benefited if rice varieties like Katrani and Kalanimak tagged with GI? And who will be penalized for violating GI? Mr. J. Kumar from Hazaribagh has asked this question.
Yeah.
I think there is some connection problem.
Is disconnected now?
Yeah, I think sir is disconnected. This is problem from his side only.
Yes, I think so. I think
उसका जवाब हम दे दें.
Okay, sir, if you can
On
go
behalf of him.
ahead.
So who will be benefited? The people of the region who will be cultivating and selling, there will be a market for that. By putting a brand name of Katrani or Kalanimak, there will be a market for it. So they will be benefited. And the people, those who will be outside, they will be using this name for marketing. They will be penalized. Suppose Basmati in USA, they use the Texamati. So those kind of things will not be there. Daksa will be joined.
Sir has joined.
नहीं, देखिए, there are many, I mean, judicial systems, there all those things are there. But many a time we violate. नायक साहब को पता है, सबको पता है कि हम लोग अक्सर अवॉइड करते हैं कंट्रोवर्सी में, और शायद हम सबसे ज्यादा अवॉइड करते हैं कि कंट्रोवर्सी ना हो. हम खुद ही हैं उस सिस्टम में रह करके भी हम अवॉइड करते हैं. तो ये चीज है, हम इंडियन लोग बहुत टॉलरेंस, जो लोग कहते हैं ना, हम लोगों के पास बहुत टॉलरेंस है. हम लोग अवॉइड करते हैं कि यार झंझट में कौन पड़े. मैंने बार बार बोला, अभी भी बोल रहा हूँ, लेकिन राइट्स आर देयर, सिस्टम इज देयर. जहां पर
ये जो पूछ रहे थे कतरनी कलानमक, कतरनी के लिए एक रीजन होता है बिहार में, साबर के आसपास एरिया, वो कतरनी एरिया है. उस एरिया के बाहर अगर कोई इस वेराइटी को ग्रो करके कतरनी रूप में बेच रहा है तो वो पेनलाइज होगा. उस एरिया का किसान जो उसको ग्रो करके बेचेंगे तो डिमांड एंड सप्लाई, तो आपका उस एरिया में जो है वो हाई प्राइस में बेचेगा तो फार्मर बेनिफिटेड होगा. तो इसीलिए उस ज्योग्राफिकल रीजन में जो लोगों का जो कल्टीवेट कर रहे हैं वही लोग बेनिफिटेड होंगे. आउटसाइड द रीजन में जब इसी नाम को इस्तेमाल करके वो मार्केटिंग करेंगे वो पेनलाइज.
अच्छा, वो असल में वो आवाज हमें क्लियर नहीं हुई. अभी मैं उसमें सप्लीमेंट कर दूं. नायक साहब ने बिल्कुल सही कहा. जैसे कुछ वैरायटीज जो कतरनी है, दैट इज फ्रॉम भागलपुर एरिया इन बिहार. Likewise, Sugandha is from Champaran area, you have heard. Kalanimak from northern eastern UP. So all scented variety, they are grown in some specific region, and some have taken GI of that one. Like Katrani, that is already GI is there. So like that, our Ramkrishna mission here in Jharkhand, they are also trying to have one Tulsi Bhog or some other variety. They are trying to get GI of that one. So if somebody is, I mean, selling that one from, so I mean, any seed or variety are, I mean, developed in that area, so they have GI. Suppose if they have GI and you are, I mean, violating, then they can sue, they can appeal. But there are still many, I mean, scented variety which are still being grown, but they don't have GI. So in that one, whatever you do is okay. But ethics and that is very important. And if somebody is not going to the court, whatever we do, who will follow? So all those things are there. See, I'm telling one my example which I have in my university. There is some theft. I was telling to go for FIR, but everybody was afraid of, अरे सर कल को कोर्ट में कौन जाएगा? So all those things are there. कि सर वो फॉलो करना पड़ेगा, फिर रोज कोर्ट में बुलाएगा. तो ये these are the things, I mean, we have to face in our public life. नायक साहब, ये सही है ना?
Exactly सही है. लेकिन लेकिन हम लोग को कभी ना कभी कानून का डर तो किसी को दिखाना पड़ेगा।
हाँ, अब अगर अब बताते रहे हैं कि इतना बार होता है, एक बार हमने एफआईआर जबरदस्ती करवाया, अब करवाया तो वो लेकिन कोई भी, अब उसमें भी क्या होता है ना कि यू हैव टू गिव आधार कार्ड, यू हैव टू गिव योर मोबाइल नंबर, ऑल दोस थिंग्स। सो देने से अब वीसी तो नहीं करेगा वहां एफआईआर। अब जिसको कहेगा सर वो हमको फिर आप कोर्ट में दौड़ाएंगे, ये सारी चीज होती है। एंड दिस इज एवरीवेयर, नॉट ओनली आपको सीआरआई में भी है, सब जगह होता है। ऐसा नहीं कि सीआरआई में चोरी नहीं होती, और कितनी बार लोग एफआईआर करते हैं। ये सारी चीजें हैं, ये जो आप हम लोग गांव में फील करते हैं, शहर में फील करते हैं, यही सारे सिस्टम चलता है। अब कभी कभी होता है हम 10 बार बदमाशी करते हैं, एक बार पनिश भी होते हैं। ये सारी
डॉक्टर साहब वो फ्लिप साइड है कानून का।
I have a question.
दास जी,
Thank you for a very elucidative and informative talk. And actually, sir, my question is that as Sangamitra Madam was asking that a pollen could be used. That means a variety, if it is in public domain, a person can use the pollen once without giving any credit, or he can acknowledge it, but he may not have to pay for that variety if the pollen is used once only.
Only once, but दास जी उसके साथ भी है वो, आप अगर कुछ कमर्शियलाइज करेंगे तो आपको बेनिफिट देना पड़ेगा, जो जिसका पोलन आपने यूज किया है।
Once,
अगर कमर्शियलाइज नहीं कर रहे हैं तो एनीथिंग इज ओके।
अच्छा, तो सर my question is, if it is used in back cross, that means in 3-4 times it is used in back cross, then what is the compensation? How much is the compensation that should be applicable to this variety?
Here discretion is there. Discretion is there. First, you have to appeal to authority. They have discretion in this one based on their judgment, based on their idea how much benefit and someone is getting. That is there. And suppose if a person is not satisfied, then he can again appeal to this tribunal.
डॉक्टर साहब ये दूसरी चीज है, अगर वो पोलन सिंगल टाइम में पोलन यूज करके वैरायटी डेवलप की तो वो कमर्शियलाइजेशन नहीं हुआ, वो पब्लिक गुड्स के रूप में, जैसे मतलब स्टेट गवर्नमेंट उसको सेलिंग करता है प्रोड्यूस कर करके, पब्लिक सेक्टर में वो अपना सीड प्रोडक्शन होकर के फार्मर को डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हुआ। लेकिन जो ब्रीडर डेवलप किया वो फाइनेंशियल गेन नहीं लिया, उस केस में कंपनी का कुछ ऑब्जेक्शन है?
डॉक्टर साहब, ला तो वही है, ला तो वही है। अगेन वहां आता है कि सरकार के अगेंस्ट कौन जाएगा।
सपोज वो वैरायटी हमारा एनआरएन से रिलीज हो गया, उसको हम सीड चेन में दे दिए, सीड प्रोडक्शन स्टेट गवर्नमेंट किया और अपना डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन किया। इसमें कमर्शियल जो कहते हैं कमर्शियल गेन होने से तो लिटिगेशन आता है, इसमें कमर्शियल गेन तो हुआ नहीं इंडिविजुअल को, वो पब्लिक के लिए गया। उस केस में कमिटी ना वो कंपनी के पास कुछ राइट, रेसिडुअल राइट रहता है कि किसी के अगेंस्ट में स्यू करने के लिए।
वॉइस नहीं क्लियर हो रही।
अभी आ रही है सर, अभी आ रही है सर।
देखिए डॉक्टर साहब, एक बात ये होती है कि बात आपकी सही है, ला तो वही है, सारा एक्ट वही है, बट वहां पर क्या है कि आप सरकार से सब पैसा भी तो लेते हो इंस्टीट्यूट चलाने के लिए। इंस्टीट्यूट को चलाने के लिए सरकार से पैसा भी तो पा रहे हैं, लेकिन एक्ट तो वही है, एक्ट तो वही है, सेम एक्ट इज देयर। सरकार ठीक है, सरकार लेकिन सरकार ही तो पैसा भी दे रही है ना, हम लोग को सैलरी भी दे रही है, वी आर गेटिंग ऑल काइंड ऑफ फैसिलिटीज टू। सो हम लोग उसको नॉर्मली अवॉइड करते हैं। हो सकता है एक दिन ऐसा आए और ऐसा कोई आदमी भी आए जो कहे कि नहीं, हमने इतनी मेहनत की है तो हमको इसका क्या मिल रहा है। तो डॉक्टर साहब, ये कभी ना कभी तो ये सिस्टम आएगा कि जब सरकार को भी जो है वो करना पड़ेगा कि भाई ये अगर इसने ये किया है तो इसको, क्योंकि वहां भी डिस्क्रिप्शन है अथॉरिटी का या ट्रिब्यूनल का कि अगर वो प्रूव हो जाता है कि इससे उसने 10 करोड़ कमाए हैं तो ठीक है, इसमें से इतना डिस्क्रिप्शन है, वहां पर लिखा हुआ है।
तो इस केस में स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से कंपनी ले सकता है, अगर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट
ले सकता है अगर वो अपने पर तुल जाएगा, लेकिन नॉर्मली लोग अवॉइड, आपको पता है कि लोग अवॉइड करते हैं। हम ही हैं बहुत सारा हमारा फंड तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से ही आ रहा है, ICAR से आ रहा है। तो कल को अगर कुछ ऐसा होता तो हम कैन आई डेयर?
नहीं सर, फिर इसमें कुछ करना होगा, नहीं तो वो हमारा जो ब्रीडर लोग डिस्करेज होंगे। अभी मान लीजिए 1-2 वेराइटी अगर डेवलप होकर हुआ है रहा है और वो कंपनी ने NOC नहीं दे रहा है, अगर वो रिलीज कर देते हैं तो फिर वो डिटरेंस होता है स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को। अगर वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को फिर लिटिगेशन फंसता है तो उसको प्रमोशन करना है, उसका उस वेराइटी को एक्सटेंड करना किसान तक लेने, वो तो नहीं होगा। और वो अगर कोई कंपनी अपना परमिशन नहीं देता, NOC नहीं देता इस चीज के लिए, कहता है इवन आप सिंगल, ऐसे तो कह रहे हैं कि आप सिंगल टाइम यूज कर रहे हो तो कोई जरूरत नहीं है, इट्स ओके, बट आगे चल करके वो अपना राइट को रिजर्व कर करके एक्सरसाइज करता है तो
हाँ, हाँ नहीं, ऐसा एक चीज और है उसमें। जैसे मान लीजिए कि कोई वैरायटी बहुत अच्छी है, हमने उसकी लाइसेंस ले लिया है या हमने रजिस्ट्रेशन करा लिया, हमारे नाम से रजिस्टर्ड हो गई। नाउ व्हाट हैपन टुमारो इफ देयर इज एनी काइंड ऑफ स्कार्सिटी यू कैन से, या खाद समस्या आ गई जहां गवर्नमेंट को, तो गवर्नमेंट को अल्टीमेटली एक पावर गवर्नमेंट को है कि गवर्नमेंट आपके लाइसेंस को कैंसिल कर सकती है पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट में। वो एक प्रोविजन है कि आप ये कह दीजिए कि हम इसका सीडी नहीं प्रोड्यूस करेंगे, हम नहीं देंगे, हम रखे रहेंगे, तो आप ये नहीं कर सकते हैं। वहां पर अथॉरिटी को, ट्रिब्यूनल को ये राइट है कि वो आपका लाइसेंस देकर कैंसिल कर सकता है, सस्पेंड कर सकता है 2 साल के लिए, ये पावर भी है। एंड देन गवर्नमेंट आपका सस्पेंड करके उसका सीट प्रोड्यूस करवाएगी, जनता को देगी। ये भी है कि इमरजेंसी सिचुएशन में, नॉट इन नॉर्मल सिचुएशन।
Yeah, Dr. Kutub, you may go ahead, ask your question.
Okay, sir. Sir, thank you, sir, for your nice presentation. So, as you said that there are very less awareness among farmers about this variety protection and farmers' right protection. So, is there any funding opportunity that the tribunal gives, or other funding agencies that they give for farmer awareness of about PPVRA? A special program.
I think PPVFR, they have fund for this. PPVFR authority, they have fund for awareness. That is why they are conducting many trainings, many awards they are giving, Genome Savior Award. All those things are there. So they have a special fund also. Dr. Kutub, it all depends upon person to person. I have this power, but many times I don't use. Because if I use, there may be some kind of this side, that side. So this is the human. So PPVFR, I think, just if you think that is on public, I cannot speak. Na? Here I have to, if I speak something that, but they have fund. They are getting fund from government to make aware to people. Enough fund is there. How much they are doing, it is all, person to person.
Okay, sir.
But certainly, I request all, institute management that whenever they are conducting any training outside, because many times we at CRI, you all going a farmer's field, but at least 10-20 minutes, this kind of awareness program should be there in any training which is conducted outside institute. So मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि ये अच्छा रहेगा कि लोगों को कम से कम पता तो चले कि किसानों के पास what protection they have. So at least awareness should be there. And I'm telling you again that fund is there in PPVFR.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you to all from my side, and I request you people to visit. Certainly, I will also, I'm looking Corona, otherwise I would have at least called somebody, a few of us to visit my university. So, आप सभी लोगों को मेरी शुभकामनाएं हैं और but whenever I will get time or opportunity, I will invite you people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for participating in discussion also and answering all the queries which our participants had. Now it's time to listen to our director, Madam Dr. Padmini Swami, Madam, for presidential remarks. Madam, please.
Madam, मेरी प्रोजेक्ट पार्टनर रही है, इसलिए मेरी शिकायत नहीं करेंगी. All along in CRI.
Thank you, Dr. Rahul. A very excellent presentation by Dr. Owen Singh sir. So, very good afternoon to one and all. Respected Owen Singh sir, Vice Chancellor, Birsa Agriculture University, Ranchi. The August gathering on this virtual platform, all the dignitaries, maybe from different ICAR headquarters, institutes, maybe some directors are also there, and our scientist colleagues, faculties, and faculties from different agriculture universities, and other ICAR institutes also. Ladies and gentlemen, it is really my proud privilege to listen to Dr. Owen Singh sir, an eminent expert in the field of intellectual property and its rights. So we had a lot from you, sir. As you know, intellectual property refers to creation of mind, such as inventions, literary and artistic works, designs and symbols, names and images used in commerce. Intellectual property is protected in law. For example, patents, copyrights, trademarks, which enable people to earn recognition or financial benefit from what they invent or create. By striking the right balance between the interest of innovators and the wider public interest, the IP system aims to foster an environment in which creativity and innovation can flourish. While listening to your wonderful talk, sir, few things just crossed my mind. The last 2 decades have seen an explosion of technologies that are transforming how we work and live in an increasingly interconnected digital world. In order to harness the opportunity of IP for all in frontier technologies, we need to ensure that the intellectual property system continues to foster innovation and creation, and that the system for IP administration evolve. Human innovation and creativity are the engines of progress. Since the beginning of time, female and male innovators and creators from all walks of life have transformed our world through the powerful power of their imagination and ingenuity. However, some groups remain severely underrepresented in many areas of intellectual property use. Their innovative potential is underutilized at a time when we need the widest possible range of talent is needed to solve the pressing problem facing humanity. Public research institutions are the factories of knowledge economy. Identifying and creating IP and bringing research results to the next stage of development have become institutional objective in many PRIs. In this context, an institutional IP policy is a prerequisite for successful collaboration between academia and industry. So main goal of intellectual property policy ought to be provide legal certainty, promote scientific research and technological development, encourage researchers to consider the possible opportunity for exploiting an invention so as to increase the potential flow of benefits to the society, provide an environment that supports and encourages innovation and development, balance the various conflicting interests of universities, industry, and society, ensure compliance with applicable national laws and regulations. We are really delighted to listen to such a thought-provoking lecture on this very increasing and important field of IPRs by Dr. Singh sir. This elaborate talk by Dr. Singh has enlightened us on IPR-related issues and concerns. So we are really overwhelmed, sir, and we are really very grateful for accepting our invitation and giving such an excellent talk for our youngsters, young scientists, those who are in future maybe involved in these IPR issues, and they will take care of all your wordings what you have expressed. I take this opportunity to thank you, Dr. Singh, for deliberating such a resourceful lecture. I look forward to continuing our association in future endeavor and collaboration to address the challenges of IPR issues. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you to all who have joined in this virtual platform. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam, for your valuable remarks. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Anand Jambulkar for proposing formal vote of thanks. Dr. Jambulkar, please.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. So the last part of every program is the vote of thanks, and this responsibility is given to me. So Dr. Rao sir, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion of 5th lecture of this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. That is the celebration of 75th years of India's independence at ICAR National Rice Research Institute, Cuttack. So first of all, I would like to thank Honorable Dr. Singh sir, Vice Chancellor, Birsa Agriculture University, Ranchi, guest speaker of today's function, for kindly accepting our invitation to deliver the talk on the topic of intellectual property rights, retrospective and perspectives, and enlightening us on this occasion of celebration of this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Sir, thank you very much. I take this opportunity to thank Honorable Director, Madam, Dr. Padmini Swain, Madam, for presiding over this function and her valuable presidential address. Madam, your support and guidance made this program successful. Thank you very much. Also, I am grateful to Dr. P.C. Rath, Chairman of the Organizing Committee of Celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav at ICAR NRRI, for planning the activities for the program. Also, I thank Dr. S. Mandal, the member secretary of this organizing committee, who is the main pillar for planning and organizing all the activities and events for the celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. I thank Dr. K. Ali Mola for very well introducing our today's guest speaker, Dr. Owen Singh sir. Also, I thank Dr. Rahul Tripathi for nicely coordinating this program. I also express my gratitude and thank to all head of the divisions, all scientists, senior administrative officer, senior finance and account officer, all AAOs, all staff for attending this lecture and for providing necessary support from their respective division and sections. Also, I am thankful to all directors, scientists, and staff from other ICAR Institute, Birsa Agriculture University, Ranchi, and other organizations across the country for attending this talk on this virtual mode. Also, I thank all staff of the ARIS cell for making this necessary arrangement for organizing this lecture on the virtual mode during this COVID-19 pandemic situation. I thank all members of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav Committee, Dr. N.P. Mandal, Dr. Rahul Tripathi, Dr. Kaushik Chakravarti, Dr. K. Mola, Dr. Somnath Roy, who are working hard to make this program successful. At last, but not the least, I thank each one of you who joined virtually to listen the special talk on intellectual property rights, retrospective and perspective, and make this program successful. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much. Over to Dr. Rahul Tripathi.
So now this program has come to an end. I want permission of our director, madam, and our chief guest of today's function to end this meeting.
Owen Singh साहब नहीं है सर.
सर ऑन म्यूट कीजिए सर, ऑन म्यूट.
Yeah.
सर नमस्ते सर.
Thank you, Dr. Rahul, and all the organizers, coordinators, and others. Nicely organizing this program. Thank you all. We can close.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
नमस्ते.
Namaste, sir, Dr. Owen Singh sir.
आप लोगों को भी, सभी लोगों को माय हार्टिएस्ट थैंक्स. सीआरआई ने मुझे सब कुछ दिया है, एवरीथिंग.
Thank you so much sir.
अभी भी मेरे हार्ट से सीआरआई निकलता है, नारायण नहीं निकलता है.
Thank you sir. Please visit us as early as possible.
घर में बैठे हैं.
ठीक है. थैंक यू सो मच सभी लोगों को.
पत्र साहब अपने घर में बैठे होंगे.
नहीं घर में नहीं है. अभी रास्ते में हूँ, आ गया।
So Dr. Rahul, we can leave now.
लीव कर दिया है।